Talk, mate.
G'day, guys. Welcome back to the football capital. And yes, we are here. Late as fucking usual, but it's all right. You know why it's all right? 3 points FC. Huh? Down to 10 men. Played this game with 10 men and still got the 3 points.
How many men were we down?
8.
8 v 10.
I'm telling you, Man United come in with 8 players. Arsenal come in with 10. If there was any other game to be watching, it was this one. Let's be honest.
No,
all the eyes of the world were on this game.
I thought it was 2018, mate. Johnny Evans and Maguire in the back for a little bit. Yeah, mate.
Back in the days. Evans back where he belongs.
He's home. That Leicester duo, mate. That Leicester duo. But, yeah, guys, we're back. Late, but, yeah.
Late.
International break, so you got time to.
Yeah, we got all the time in the world. We can do what we want now. Right, we can do it, right? You know, I mean, look, it's all love. So you got to, it's give and take. We're in Australia. We're poor. We work hard for our dollars. You know what I mean? Yeah. Not like these UK brats. You know what I mean? They just get their money fucking freebies. How they do it, I don't know, but they do it. That's why they got all the time under the sun. They look all fresh, you know. But we're doing this at 8 o'clock at night. You know, after a long day's work with this guy with chiropractic problems, just like me.
Yeah,
but
and I've lost my car spot, mate, as well.
He hasn't even got a car spot. I took that too.
I
took 3 points. I took his car spot. I took the lot. You're getting taken for the lot, bro. It's fucked up, man.
Steve-O.
So when do we sack your owners? Do we go down there and slap?
I don't know,
do we
bro.
have to go to like the back of the head slap? You know,
to be honest,
sack,
bro,
slap.
like,
What the fuck?
I don't know about the owners. Could be the manager on the chopping block.
Remember I said that to you, and you were like, "What do you mean?" I go, "I got a bad feeling. He might be the first one to get, you know."
Well, he won't be the first one this season.
But
he might be. Yeah, I don't know.
He might be part of that list.
If the pressure from the fans starts piling, mate, you never know. But look, Arsenal 3, United 1 at the Emirates. We lose there again in the final moments of the game. Again, from a corner, from a set piece. Again, could have been a foul. Could have been.
This is the.
We could have won it. We could have won it with millimeters. This is the 88th minute.
This is the game everyone comes to watch. Everyone will be watching the Premier League, regardless of where both teams are. It's where they were, and this game, honestly, edgy as seat shit. Let's be honest. There was penalties that weren't given. There was
penalties that weren't looked at.
Penalties that weren't looked at. There were offside calls. There was everything.
The lines were too thin. Should be thicker lines.
The only thing that there wasn't was like red cards for both managers for no good reason, just for the shits and giggles of it all.
Yeah.
But there was old lines in Johnny Evans coming back home to instill the faith of the Man United. Come on, I'm back again. Declan Rice gets himself his first Arsenal goal, really.
Deflected.
The goal's a goal, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's a foul. So
when we look at this in a year's time, it's going to say Arsenal 3, Manchester United 1. They're not going to stand and say deflected.
I think it was an own goal, Johnny Evans.
Oh, here we go. So Johnny Evans got that goal.
Yeah,
there you go. That's what he's worth, bro. You got your money.
This guy,
sorry. I'm sorry. He's injured. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, mate. I can't get physical with him now. Yeah.
But yeah, mate. He had a little bit of everything. But to be honest, man, like, let's go into your boys first. I think the first half, majority of that first half, I'll say you guys controlled the ball a lot more. Maybe had a few clear-cut chances there that maybe should have been put away by
Kai Havertz.
Yeah.
He didn't score a goal, but he helped you guys score one.
He helped us score one.
He helped Ericsson.
It was funny because in the group chat,
pass bar. I'll give you credit on that pass.
Me and Kev were talking in the group chat. We're saying, do we know what colour Ramsdale's wearing today? Because we haven't seen him all fucking game. Literally, as soon as we've said that, ball comes through and Rashford cuts in and scores. And then typical United, and on the opposite side, typical Arsenal. As soon as they concede, it's not even. It was like 35 seconds from the restart, and it's like as soon as the other team scores, Arsenal score straight away. And that's something that you guys, not last season, but the back end of the other year where you guys just missed out on top 4.
You were saying, I remember
back then it was like, bro, you guys are scoring, like you guys are conceding. But you're not capitulating. You're literally getting the goal. Remember that against Leicester a few times?
Yeah.
They scored, no worries. Bang. They scored straight away. They scored straight away.
Right.
Don't convert me, mate. Not yet.
Don't convert
me yet. But, yeah. And then you guys get that goal, which kind of maybe changes a little bit of the halftime team talk a little bit for United.
The pressure continued. Like after that
goal. Because if it stays 1-0 at halftime, it forces maybe Arteta to make a different type of changes. Even for United a little bit, maybe a few different changes as well. But the changes that we had on the bench, I don't really know,
The
bro.
options
And even
weren't
at
there.
1-0, like when you put on Garnacho later on in the game, because he's not. I said it, he's not a starter. I don't think he's. I don't really believe in the hype, to be honest, on this kid. What everyone really boasts
If he was
about.
onside,
Bit
there
of
wouldn't
a
have
bit of a Argentinian Dan James. He's got the pace, but that's about it. But you put him on later on when you're winning, and then catch you guys on the break again, then you probably make it 2-0. But it wasn't to be. It was 1-0 at the half. But what do you take from this game from your boys? Because to be honest, if I don't think, obviously we didn't play well in patches. Maybe that second, it was hard because we both had our moments. But I don't think not even Arsenal wouldn't say you guys got the win, but I wouldn't say convincing.
We weren't in top gear. We
Yeah,
weren't.
yeah.
And I look,
But winning games and not being in top gear, you got the points, mate. You get the fuck out of there.
so there's the positivity there. I mean, after we scored that goal, we came back at you guys again and held you guys. We held you guys all the way to the 45th. It was pressure upon pressure upon pressure. So it was positive for me. Going into that half, it was like, okay, yes, we're at a stalemate, but we kind of got the upper hand because we've been continuing that pressure. So that was a positive for me. So now they come out thinking, okay, we were 1-0, we were 1 goal down. Now we're at a stalemate, but we continued that pressure. The second half kicked off, and this is where it was worrying because you guys came out of the woodwork quick.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a minute. The first 10 minutes, I'm like, well, they're coming at us. But then, of course, the tide changes, and the pressure comes back on top of you guys. And to be honest, I look at the game, and between Arsenal and Man United, it's always going to be a tough game, regardless of form. Form goes out the window with these two teams. It's always, old lions going at it. For me, I don't think Arsenal were in top gear at all. I think we were still a little bit lackluster. I am going to go down this bandwagon. I still believe that Kai Havertz hasn't really shown me enough to get a starting line position. What does he do wrong? Gives up a ball to Eriksen. But if we take that out of the equation, he didn't do nothing wrong. What did he do right? Why is he on the pitch? Because he costs us 60 million or because he actually gives us something? I'm thinking it's the 60 million. It's not the latter. So that's the reason why I'm saying 10 men. But the positive signs, the do or die, the play to the last second of the game, and to kill off the game. I mean, even 2-1, when we're 2-1 up, Declan Rice gets that goal, we're still looking for opportunities. And Fabio Vieira opens it up for Jesus.
Yeah.
Wonderful pass. I mean, you guys had to commit bodies now. So now you got players out of position defensively. So you're having to commit bodies. And, of course, you guys opened up and Jesus with a wonderful finish, which I think you needed that. It's a good victory for Arsenal playing the way they're playing at the moment. Like I said, not in top gear. To come in against a Man United team and get and to score 3 goals and come home with 3 and stay at home with 3 points, it's positive. Also, it's positive signs. I still do believe, but Mikel Arteta has to look at his midfield pairing of Odegaard and Kai Havertz, and I think he has to take a bit of an L on this. Havertz has to come off the bench, and I think we can't keep gambling because we're not going to be able to play teams that are on the downward spiral. Like at the moment, you guys are kind of
a little bit.
Your heads are a little bit down. You aren't playing the kind of football that you should be playing. Yeah, we got a team that's a bit weaker right now, but not every team's going to be like that.
Yeah.
And if you're going to go in there, like I said, with 10 men against a Liverpool, against a Newcastle, a Spurs even, it's not going to be as easy. So that's what I take from it, man.
And even from us, man, like going into this game, there's no Varane, he's out injured. Sancho, obviously, maybe we'll touch on it a little bit with issues with the manager.
Varane, how long is he out for?
No, I heard 6 weeks, but who knows?
He's a massive loss.
And then Martinez comes off.
Lindelof
comes, Lindelof was center, yeah. But then, Martinez comes off.
He had a good game, actually.
Yeah, not too bad.
No, he blocked a couple of good blocks.
couple of good blocks. But like he comes off, Maguire then steps in. Maguire, Lindelof. And then I don't know if it was another injury for Lindelof or it was because he might have been on a yellow. He got subbed off and then Johnny Evans comes in. Like, come on now, you know what I mean? And this is where the transfer window, the manager's got to look at himself and see the players that, he's brought in. His first signing was Mason Mount. Did he really need Mason Mount to be the first signing? No. How come you didn't get Amrabat as your first signing? Why do we get him now? He's missed 4 games. Now, obviously, there's an international break. He probably comes in against Brighton in the return game. Hoyland as well. That's
Last
another
minute.
one where it's a bit of a last minute FC. Yeah, look, you don't know, mate. If he comes in earlier, he still had that a little bit of a back problem, like us here on the fucking panel.
Yeah.
Back injury FC. So, but that's a positive when he came on. He looked lively, to be honest. Like the runs he was making in. I believe that there was a shout for a pen on him. Now, they're debatable, could have been soft, maybe not much in it, but I don't think Gabriel it attempts to go for the ball. He goes for the man. He doesn't get the man. Doesn't get the ball, gets the player. In my opinion, there's a shout there. You know, whatever. Do you know what I mean? I'm not losing it because how the rest of the game went, we probably didn't deserve the win. Yeah, maybe you could say we did enough to get a draw. You know, get that 1 point away from home and move on at the Emirates. It's always the last couple of years has really been a hard place to try get a fucking point out of there. We saw last year again with the last minute winner from Nketiah. This time with Rice, and then even that one's a little bit debatable. I don't even think it was a corner to begin with because I think Odegaard hits it over, and you look at they slowed it down. The ball doesn't adjust, and there's no movement on the ball to suggest that he took a deflection for that corner. And then the foul thing on Johnny Evans, Jesus holds him back. Could he have got there if he wasn't holding back? Maybe.
No, I don't think he held him back. Come on, Johnny Evans is a big boy.
Doesn't matter. You're holding him back.
Come on, it looks like Johnny Evans is making a meal out of it, mate. Relax yourself.
Yeah, right, I'm just saying that's fine. That's fine.
It looks like Johnny Evans is not picking up his man.
That's fine.
Declan Rice is hanging out on his. And let's be honest, if we look at that corner. If you look at that corner, Declan Rice is hanging out there on his own.
Yeah, but
on his own.
I'm not interested if he's on his own. The thing is,
so you guys aren't doing what? You guys are zonal, you guys are man marking.
And that's another problem with the whole zonal. Where, bro, fuck this. Just get one player every year. Have the same conversation.
If it's zonal, front post, okay, then what the fuck?
Get one on the front post, one on the back post, and that doesn't go in.
Yeah,
right?
if you did that,
all right, it took a deflection. I took a little deflection.
If you had a player on that post, then
it doesn't happen, right? But there could be a shout for maybe for a foul there on Evans. Whatever, it is what it is.
But Man United in this game did not do themselves any favour throughout the game. Let's be perfectly honest. You guys were on the back foot, let's say 80 to 90% of that game. Now, don't get me wrong. It could have been a penalty. It could have been this. We take those out of the equation.
Yeah, we didn't create. We didn't create enough. Yeah, we didn't create enough.
There was
That's the problem.
There was nothing.
And like this is,
and I think that's why Mason Mount. And this is the thing: the Mason Mount argument, which I don't rate Mason Mount, and I don't rate Kai Havertz, and it's the same energy I had last season for these guys at Chelsea. I have them now. But I think the reason why Mason Mount was brought into this team was to add to the chance creation, to add to your creativity. But unfortunately.
It just,
I just don't think it's going to work.
It's hard to see what he's actually going to bring. Like I didn't mind him.
Been a better signing.
I was calling for him. I was calling for Madison for years as well. Cheaper and better. Yeah.
Goals,
and it's like
free kicks, you name it.
And to me, it was more like it's not that he's the wrong player to bring in. It's like it throws off the balance. Very, very similar to Kai Havertz, where are you playing him for the 60 mil? You're playing him because he's going to do something.
Exactly.
Maybe you're playing him because of the price tag. He's your marquee signing. He's got the number 7 shirt. He hasn't really done much. You put both of them in the middle. Casemiro there, him and Bruno in the middle. Casemiro gets exposed. It's not a coincidence that Eriksen comes in and we look better as a team when Eriksen plays.
Eriksen, and he's good. Who put that ball into Rashford?
That's right. You know what I mean? We look better, but even just holding the ball, but with ball retention. We look a lot better. When Bruno and Mason Mount play, it's like two headless chooks, and then Casemiro is left exposed, and then he looks like the one that's he's finished
because he's receiving the ball. He receives the ball, and then the pressure's all on, and it's either going to go back to the defender or sideways.
That's the thing,
and then it's all over.
I don't know, and like, look,
you need that ball
overall, bro. Overall, look, I think Arsenal did deserve it. I think we did enough to get the draw. I don't think we've done enough to get the win. I think we've done enough to get the draw. I think we held you off defensively. I can't remember any more like chances that you guys really created, like clear cut ones. I know the Kai Havertz one. I don't know, Steve. Was there any more clear cut ones?
For me, it was Kai Havertz. There was a ball that would have gone into Odegaard, but unfortunately, it was miscued ball. Odegaard.
But nothing real clear cut. You guys had the possession, and you guys had the I think a lot more corners and all that to get, and which he ended up scoring from, and then obviously that last chance at the end where
one or two chances,
Jesus finally scores against us, fucking puts
off the bench,
puts the low to fucking sleep on the canvas, mate. It was almost like a bloody UFC
turned
fight
him
there.
over, bro.
Before Mike Tyson entered the building, just started knocking cunts out. But
turned him over, bro.
Yeah, and it was look good finish there from Jesus to finish off the game, but yeah, man, I don't know where we're going. I told you at the start of this before, I think it was during the transfer video that we done it a couple months ago or whatever, I said we're not ready, bro. And like I know in the predictions where I put United was a bit of a...
You're going to back your team?
I'll back the team, but it was a little bit... You know, we did say City first. I said Arsenal. I said even Arsenal could win the league, to be honest. That's what I did say.
But not
but we really...
Yeah, who saw this?
Yeah, but United, man, to be honest... There's going to be questions asked. And you know, Steve, I was the first one.
Huh?
One of the first ones. Let's not the only one, but for calling for Ten Hag to come in.
Yep.
Even before Ralph Rangnick came in.
You actually wanted Rangnick to hang around, though. But we're not going to
not for a manager, for the director's role. Because, bro, let's be honest. I don't think Eric Ten Hag has got... don't want to say a clue, but has got that player ID. That quality to bring the best players in. You look at the player ID that Ralph Rangnick had.
He's not attracting the talents.
Ralph said this. Yeah, this is what Ralph said in that interview, which probably got him sacked when he said, "This is not just something you can fix overnight. This needs open heart surgery." He goes, "You probably need 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 players, 10 new players to fix the problems at this club." And then from that was probably the interview that got him. Sacked, right?
But you see, that interview
is
what
true.
Man United fans wanted to hear.
Yeah, what we wanted to hear, but obviously the board and all that decided, part ways, blah blah blah. But you look at his
resume.
No, just like the recruitment, like the players that he identifies, and the players that like we were linked to, man, some big players to come in, and then. And he goes, this is the players that I gave the club, and then they went off and got other players in, and I think that's what a big problem and it could have been the thing with Ten Hag that he didn't want Ralph in, that he wanted to be the guy that makes the decisions or maybe the final decisions when it comes to transfers. But at the moment, bro, you're all right. I'm not gonna look at the price tag on Anthony, because the club could have got him for 50, for 45, 50, but they waited, and then they wanted to get him on the last day of the window. I said, "Fuck you, give me 80 now," and ended up paying it. So you could have got him cheaper, right? Same as Maguire when under Mourinho, you waited for 50, you got him for 80. Literally the same thing, right? So I'm not looking at the price tag, but you brought this player in.
But he's had this. He's managed Anthony before.
Yeah, I know, but he knows the player's capabilities, but the output and his performances. You're not reaching the levels that we need you to reach to get the best out of the whole team. But so that's on the manager. You decided to bring in Mason Mount. And it hasn't been working. All right, we'll give him time. Obviously, he's only played 3 games.
Like Arsenal can't afford, and I don't think Manchester United can afford to give players like Mason Mount and Kai Havertz time. But bro, you guys so much.
Yeah, I know. But the thing is, with you guys, the majority of your team has been there for a big core of when Arteta's been there, right? So bringing one player in and trying to get him to adjust to the system is fine. But when we got 6 players, 7 players trying to adjust to a system, bro. They need to.
Some that might not be good enough.
And some might not be good enough. And then the pressure's on again. Yeah. So now Højlund comes in. Now it's like we're expecting him now to literally score 30, 40 goals. Literally now come in next game, hat-trick. Your name's similar to Haaland. Do what he's doing now. Yeah, no. That's what the expectation is going to be, and that's what the narrative the media is going to push now as well. You look at when he first came in, you had the issues with Mason Greenwood, which is now a Getafe. Should have kept him. But whatever, the club obviously fell to their fans or to the outburst by the fans instead of making their own decisions. Yeah, the whole Greenwood situation. Cavani left, Ronaldo problems, and Ronaldo ended up leaving. Martial, who was just a passenger there, that's fucking 7 men that we had. 7-man now on the field against you guys. Yeah, he started. But what did he do? Was he on the field? Did you see him play, Steve? Did he do anything?
To be honest, I'll be honest with you.
What did he do?
I saw he was in the lineup, but I didn't see him on the pitch. And then I thought to myself, it might have been.
I don't know if it was that.
I thought it might have been bullshit, and then I started looking at One Football to see if there's any commentary, and there was a bit of chat about. I go, fuck, he's on the pitch. So
yeah, so that's what I mean. Like, there's another player there, and it's like, or you give the manager the benefit of the doubt because you got these fringe players or the players that I wouldn't say fringe in terms of Martial, but not giving you anything, right? And you're giving him chance after chance after chance. It doesn't put in. And then obviously you hear the rumors at the end of Sancho that he hasn't been performing in training, blah, blah, blah. And then Sancho comes out with a statement. I think both parties in this situation are wrong.
Yeah. I think everyone had to shut up.
You're throwing the players under the bus and you're throwing the manager under the bus, which that could call for your time at the club.
I think
now
both,
it's like
both parties should just keep their mouth shut, not
like,
Mourinho this thing.
It's like you're telling me Sancho hasn't done enough to even, all right, maybe he's not performing well, but it doesn't mean he doesn't have a spot on the bench. You're telling me fucking Maguire and Evans has trained better than Sancho for them to get game time this weekend.
In this squad right now, you couldn't justify it, but some managers are hard-headed. Mikel Arteta is like that as well.
Yeah, I know, but it's not. You're gonna end up dying on your own sword.
That's right.
Because every time Eriksen has played this season, every time Sancho has played or has started or has come on, we've looked better.
Yep.
Now, I'm not gonna back Sancho to the heels and say he's been amazing. No, he hasn't really. Like, to be honest, he hasn't really shown us a month spell of quality. What you shown at Dortmund when you come here, you haven't really shown us that performance.
If Garnacho can get minutes off the bench, so can Sancho. Is your point?
Yeah, 100%. We look better with Sancho on the field, but here again, the manager, the manager can't be throwing the player under the bus. Just say, he wasn't ready. He picked up lie to us in that way. Don't throw him under the bus. Now he's put out a statement. Really, bro, you should be putting a statement onto the field when you're playing. Not statement on social media.
Yeah, let your performances make the statement.
Because you got to run. I run with the same energy with all the players, and I like Sancho. And we talk with other boys in the chat with Rami and all that. I always try back Sancho because I know that he's quality. Now I know the amount of chances he had. Like under Oli, he's come in. He was meant to be the focus, but then Ronaldo signs. And then it's weird because then Sancho doesn't really get much game time under Oli as well. Then Ralph came, wrong side, flip-flop here and there. Yeah. And then Erik ten Hag comes in last season. It looks like here we go. He's going to get a bit of a start. Then maybe Sancho had some personal issues that he went away from the team. He ended up training in Holland for a little bit. He's come back. He did okay. He started well last year with the goals against Liverpool. Sat a few players down. Looked like he was going to kick on, but at the same time now, bro, the way we're playing now, there's no difference between Oli, no difference between Mourinho, no difference between fucking any of them, the way Erik ten Hag is playing.
I think the similarity here is in the personnel.
You got it, yeah, but make it work, bro. These are your players. You're gonna die on your own sword. These are your players, bro. You got all right. You got one, your left and right backs.
You've got Ange Postecoglou coming at Tottenham and making a difference like he has so far. You'd expect Erik ten Hag by now, with the players that he has had, and he knows who they are, to be able to at least put together a team that could put
you saw a little bit of a difference last season, in terms of the football. But now, what is it? Is it again the players not believing in the manager? Because I think there was a thing that Rashford liked Sancho's statement, which means he's backing the player, not the manager there. So it to me, it's like it looks like we're back in the same fucking circle again, bro. But Ten Hag doesn't do himself any favors, and when he gets it wrong, you got to call out the manager. And I said, I backed this guy. I was one of the first to say, get Ten Hag in. I didn't want Conte. I didn't want Poch. Okay, get this guy in, right? He's come in. He showed a lot of promising signs. This season, it feels like we've gone backwards. Literally, it feels like we've gone backwards. The football shit, I'm not seeing any style. The style that he had at Ajax, I'm not seeing it. He comes in saying we want to control games. Since he's come in, we haven't controlled a fucking game since he's come in.
Feels like you sit back.
We're versing 10 men Forest last week, and we looked like we had the 10 men. They were almost looking to get the equaliser towards the end. What, bro? Control the game. Why aren't you getting? I know you wanted De Jong that can control the football and hold the ball retention.
He's not the only player.
He's not the only player. But that's what I mean. But then it's like he's got to make it work, bro. Or otherwise, I'm telling you, Steve, like it's gonna come to a point for me. You know me, bro. I've never hashtagged any manager out. I've always said it's when it like with Oli, I go, yeah, it's time. I think it's time to go, man. With Mourinho, it got toxic. We all agreed that it kind of had to go. But with Ten Hag, I'm telling you, because I backed him, I scrutinise him a lot more. Mate, if you don't pull your socks up, I'll be the first to get the fucking out banners. And it's you got to sort it out. You're a manager. That we've seen what you did with Ajax with lesser players in terms of no one really knew him. Right. No one really knew him.
You're playing a style of football that most people were in
style of football that you got into a semi-final of a Champions League, and it was only last minute where you guys conceded against Spurs, where from getting to the final, and now I'm not seeing any of it. The football is shit. The football is horrible. There's no patterns. It doesn't feel like there's any fight from the players. It doesn't feel like any desire. No desire to win. We're still playing this counter-attacking football where you come in and say, this is my style. You want to control the game. You got a keeper now to play out from the back. We're trying to play out from the back, but we can't keep the ball. We keep spraying long balls over the top to fucking nobody. And then you got Rashford up front that everyone expects him to do everything. But when he has an off game, everything's kind of capitulates. But look, bro, I'll give this team and these players and the fucking manager a few more weeks. We've got Brighton in the next game, which is going to be a big task. So if we don't beat Brighton, bro, there's going to be some fucking Ned Stark FC, bro. There's going to be some heads on the chopping block, bro. And I don't know, bro. Now with the owners not looking like they're not selling.
Yeah, mate.
It's not like they give a fuck, but
the owners,
it is what it is, bro.
The owners were never selling, and this is the thing with Man United fans. Some of them didn't like what I was saying. I said it's not going to happen. They go, what? They go, what do you mean? I go, they're not going to sell because they've got themselves a golden goose.
Steve.
And look, wait a sec. And you've had your time to sit there and spray your own team. They won't get rid of Manchester United because Manchester United will make money. If it doesn't make money now, it'll make money tomorrow. It's not just because it's down doesn't mean it can't come up. They're biggest team in England.
They'll just turn around and say, "Oh, the club's back for sale," and there's interest from Qatar. And then people buy the stocks back.
They'll play the game again.
Play the game
again. Play the game again. And the Americans, they don't care about it. They'll do it. The problem you have here is, I had a feeling, and I said at the start of the season, and not the start, but I think it was 1 or 2 games in, where I said to you, I think Eric Ten Hag's going to be in trouble. And you said, nah. And I said, I got a feeling he's going to be in trouble. Because, I know from my perspective, I'm looking at it as an Arsenal fan, but even as a neutral, I looked at it, it doesn't look good. And now, and after this game, I'm not happy with Arsenal's performance. Yes, we got the 3 goals, but I critique my team. Now, we won. I know we can do better than that. I look at Manchester United and I can critique them. And this is a shadow of what they were last season. This is not improvement. This is, like you said, this is regression. Some of these players that you have there, your Dallos, your blah, 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 these are players that should have been on the chopping block this window. This is where your manager should have been like, okay, I have X to spend. I need to fix this team. It might not mean I get the best names in the Premier League, but I need to have at least a recruitment, some serious recruitment of players that can come in and do a job. They might be no names, but they're going to leave it all on the pitch. And like you're saying, some of these players are not doing shit on the pitch. They're not giving us a performance. And the manager is, of course, not doing his part either. So it's a bit of both dynamics, like that double-edged sword. The players on one end not performing, the manager on the other hand not being able to find or maybe find the right targets and get the deals over the line. Mason Mount, for me, in hindsight, is a wonderful thing. But when you look at your transfer window, you got Mason Mount come in your midfield. You got a striker, right? And not much more but a goalkeeper. Onana's a good goalkeeper, but you haven't done enough to be able to play from the back. For Arsenal, we got Saliba. We've got Ben White who are good on the ball. These guys can transfer the ball. You've got no one in the back apart from, Varane is all right, but when he's there, no one else can pull the ball from the goalkeeper and move it forward. And when Casemiro's there on his own, he's just hung out to dry because he hasn't got a partner. So that means your whole playing out from the back goes in the bin. Now, this is a manager that should know this. Now, if you know this and you're going to spend 50-odd million on Mason Mount, you could have gone and spent 30 on friggin' Maddison, had a better player in Maddison who could at least take a free kick and ping a pass, and maybe band-aided solution, another midfielder to put near Casemiro. Changed the whole dynamic, but he hasn't done that.
Yeah.
The players haven't done him any favours, and I don't think they're wearing your shirt proud. And I think the manager right now, not now, I thought earlier, was going to be in trouble. Because when I saw the Mason Mount signing, I said, okay, Mikel Arteta done the stupid Havertz thing, but he's still got a decent squad. Yeah. You guys are in trouble.
And look, bro, this is why I said at the start, this is why I haven't done no video about the Glazers and the sale. What did I say at the start? I go, Steve, it's not going to happen. I'm not going to waste my time doing a video, every update about these guys selling or not selling. But look,
the Qatari deals come in. Oh, it's over the line. Bullshit.
Yeah. Anyways, look, guys. we'll just leave it that on the Man United Arsenal game. We'll catch you guys after the international break. Make sure you go check out the Aussie Gooner.
I might do some
And
content.
hit
I'll
that,
do my best.
yeah, and hit that subscribe button, guys. See you later.
Uru, guys.